with that. So they know what is going on. There are samples of what I send them in your little deal. So in the bridal kit, I have a letter explaining how the show works. Key points is I make them know that they have to pay for their half price items and their 66% off items out of their own pocket. They don't use the money that people give them, because if those people were there, they would be purchasing things for them to go for those. In all reality, we don't get paid on half price items and 60% off items. So we want them to use that money like they were there at the show. 2 to 3 catalogs so they can pass them out to their coworkers that can't come, and get orders, outside orders that way, and order forms to go with it, and explain the order forms to them. The specials for the month, and then I have information about the business. I'll go to my bride. Then I also send to my hostess, there's the letter. I didn't realize you were putting it in the deal, but there's the letter that I send. And then the hostess kit, I also send her a letter, and it explains what I expect of her and what she needs to do. And then I send a copy of the hostess letter, or the bride letter, to the host as well. Because a lot of times it'll be the aunts or it'll be the cousins doing that. And so I send that to them so they know that 50% off thing can sometimes break it or make it for your bridal showers. So if you have $600 in cash, you don't want to use that $600 for your half price items. You want to move them up to the highest level. And that's what I tell them. That's my job, is to figure out what the best deal is for you and go with it that way. I email the invitation, which is also on there. I give them catalogs, order forms, the specials, just like I give my, and then here's the letter for that. And then my invitation, I got this when I first started from somebody, and I have just changed it up. One thing I added was at the bottom, bring a pantry item to give to Sarah that begins with the first letter of your last name, and a recipe on a recipe card. Because you have the little old ladies that have the need to bring something. So then they bring a gift, because they have to walk through that door with something, because they feel odd, because that's what they do at a bridal shower, is they bring a gift. So that fills that need for them to bring a gift. Plus she gets a lot of fun things for her kitchen. And we've changed it up to the first letter of your name, and you can do whatever you want with it. But then they get stuff for their pantry and go there. It just, a little poem talks about how the bridal shower works, and that's what I do. And then at the bottom it says, they can send me a monetary gift if they would like in the mail. So then I apply that to the show. So that's the invitation that I use. Wish list options. We love this topic. There's 2 options you can do. I have the bride email me a list, or I have her highlight a book and mail it back to me. Depending on time-wise, if she can get me the book back, then I'll take the book back and I'll put it in. Because the old way they could do a wish list, it took 6 steps for them to add 1 item. Nobody would want to do it. Their wish lists weren't even $1,000. And one of my criteria in the letter is to have $3,000 minimum in product on their wish list. So it gives a good variety. So then I just go in under the show and type in their wish list, just like I have there. And then I highlight the list after I get it done. And then I put it into an Excel document. I copy and paste into Excel. If you're not Excel savvy, recommend to use it, but then you can format it how you want. So then I format it. I delete column D because it has the delete button in it, so I delete that off, and then I whiten my columns. I just space everything out, make it bigger, so that way people can see. You can see it. Let's see here. Change the size to 18 or 20, format the height to 60. My margins I take completely out because I want it to go all the way to the ends. And widen your columns to fit the page, and then work on some extra verbiage is in there, like for your copyrights. Yes?
Where is this if the guests are seeing it?
The guests can't see it.
Okay.
This is something I do to take to my shows with me. A lot of people they cut out the pictures of the catalog and put them on the postcards. I don't have time for that. I have small children, and so organizing those things of what they want, I don't have time for. These are disposable. I can throw them away after that show. And so I just do it for each show and go through there. Then printing it, I print 1 list item order, just how it went into Excel, and I print it on a heavy cardstock. I'll do, if they tell me what their A, B, and C list, I'll print out their A, B, C list in different colors, and then when they come to the bridal shower, I'll say, okay, their A list is in blue, B list is in, yellow, and their C list is in pink. So that way we know, everybody knows, oh, these in blue they really want. So if they do that, then I do that as well. I'll try to separate everything out. Then I sort the wish list by amount, and I print 2 copies off of this, because at my shows, I want to make sure that it deletes the duplications, because they're your people. I use these items, I want them to have them, so they buy them no matter if they were on the table or if they were on their wish list. They might have been on the table, but somebody else already bought them. So then at that point, I can take those off right at that point, and we can purchase something else then. And then I also have one to take home with me. That's what it looks like when I get done. There's space then beside it when you get done to write down who bought what item for them when you get done with everything. Wish list option 2, you can add them to the cart. So actually add them to your hostess cart, and then send the email to yourself, and then copy that table and paste it into a Word document. So you'll send the email to yourself, just like you were sending a receipt to them. And then you copy that table, and it does show a picture, but you can't make it bigger. And so it's harder for people to see, and you can't take out that 2 column, well, you can crop it and take off that extra column, but it's more, to me, that's more work. Yes, the picture would be nice. When the wish list had the pictures, they would copy into Excel, so it worked out. But then when they took the pictures off of the wish list that way, you can't do that. And I can't get this to go into Excel like it does from the wish list, so it's just easier that way. At the bridal shower, I set up a separate table, and I make sure my hostess knows that at the front of the door, I need a table for her wish list and for the apron. I make them pay for the apron. The host isn't doing much. She's providing the food, she's sending out the invitations, so if they want to use the apron, I provide the markers, the Sharpie markers, and they pay me the, $9 or $11 or whatever it is. Whatever it is, I just charge them that for that, 13 I think it is now. And so I just have those on hand and ask them if they want to do that. And so if they do, then I make sure I write a message on the apron. Always kiss the cook, something to that effect, because then you're gonna start everybody writing a message on there, so it's gonna be more memorable for them than Susie Q and Kayla Peterson. Who was Kayla Peterson? I don't even remember who that was. So then you can write something that way and make sure that everybody will write a message. A lot of times I will have one of my hostesses stand at the table and say, pick out whatever items you want to take for their couple and take it to their seat with them, because then they'll come to me and ask me, what do I do with these? And so if you have one of the hosts there, I just tell her, just tell them Kayla will deal with that later when we start, Kayla will do that. So then they are thinking that I need to tell each individual person what we're going to do with those pieces of paper. So that's what I have them, and then write the message on the apron. Starting the bridal showers, guests get a book, a bridal shower, and a bridal shower order form. Did you?
I didn't do the order form.
You didn't do the order form. Okay.
All these forms will be on.
This is what my order form. I copied this from somebody else too. Just revamped it. I don't know who did it, but thank you. It's just a sheet of paper, and so it's for the couple and for myself. So I tell them, put up there what you want to purchase for the couple, put down there what you want to purchase for yourself. If there's not enough room for yourself, I'll be glad to give you another order form. If I forget to go make copies of these, I will just use my regular order forms, and then I tell them to put a B beside it for bride. And then we work it that way. So it just kind of depends. And then I tell them to fill out all the information and go with it that way. And then I will help them at checkout figure everything out. So I use that, make sure everybody has one of those. And then the sheet at a glance, special at a glance, and I go out that. Explain how to fill out the order form, write in the items they picked for the couple, and go over all the specials, and that's how I kind of do that with that. Then I have them do introductions. I have them tell their name, how they know the couple, what pantry item they brought for the couple, and if they didn't bring those items, tell what their favorite Pampered Chef product was. or is. And they use it and go around the room that way. That's probably takes the longest of the show, is going around the room. Go over the catalogs and the products. I usually do that because most of my recipes that I do for my bridal showers, I make sure that we do it at the end. It's a non-cook recipe. So that way, because once the bride gets done making the recipe, you're done. They're done, they're shut you off. She is the prime spotlight. So you make sure everything you want to talk about, your game, your everything, is done before you have her come up and do the recipe, and then they're still engaged in everything. So I do that, go over the products, play a game. The bride comes up and helps me make the recipe and hand out the door prize slips. I do hand them out at the end and remind everybody that the wish list is still over there. So if they didn't get over there, if they came in late, they can still go look at the wish list and order for themselves as well. And the checkout, I do the full service checkout with the customer, write down the items from the wish list that I printed by amount. So I write beside each item who bought what item. And then I tell her at the end, this is for her thank you purposes, but I have had a couple of brides that actually wait to do their thank yous till they get everything. Because if you submit the show within a couple of days, then they're gonna have everything within a week. And for the most part, for me anyways, in Nebraska, I usually get everything within a week. And so I tell them, wait, put everything out on the kitchen table that you got and take a picture of it, send it to Walmart or send it somewhere, get a picture, use that as your thank yous, write on the back, thank you for filling my kitchen. Don't thank you for the citrus press. Thank you for this, thank you for that, because what they did was they helped you fill your kitchen. And so it's not that monotonous thank yous that we all love to do at wedding time. So that is what I have them do, and I have so many of my brides that do that. And I also get the people that were there that are like, wow, that's how much she got, you know, the cookware, the knives, they see all these high dollar items that she got, and so now they want to have a bridal shower. And their friends want to have a bridal shower, so they refer me to their friends because I want to get that much product and I want that in my kitchen. So then it kind of spirals from there, because once you get it, I've found once you get into that age group, then it kind of spirals from there. So you can kind of get in with those groups of people getting married in that area. So then I figure out how much cash she has in her cards. I don't open her cards. I make her come set with me. I have a control issue, so I make sure I'm present when she opens her cards, so there's no money going to the side. And then I make her spend that. And then I kind of figure up the shipping, and I put an order in her fiance's name, and I figure out the shipping and the taxes that need to come out of this. So you have $275 to spend, and then after that $275, you're gonna have $500 to spend after that from Pampered Chef that they give you. So I do that first before I even talk about half price items. Then after we get done with all of that, their minds are spinning. That is more than they've done in a long time. So what I have them do is I tell, okay, now you have 5 half price items and this item at 60% off if you want it. It's totally up to you. You have to pay for these items out of your own pocket. So this is where I let you go home with your list. You talk to your fiance. Also, this is the time where you can exchange things. So if there's things that you got that you don't want, you would rather have this item, let's do it now, because then we don't have to send those items to home office and they send you new items. So let's do that now. Go home, study your list. We'll talk on Monday. Say the show was on Saturday. We'll talk on Monday. We'll get it closed out and we'll go from there. Also gives me time to get my mail Monday. So if there's any checks in the mail that people mailed on a Friday or a Saturday, I should maybe have them by then. So go over those type of things with them at that point. Closing out with the bride, send that home with her. Sorry, I didn't move my slide. I usually close out the next day or the day after, and then I take all the order forms home with me, and I go and make copies of those and then send them to my host, so she has them to sort everything out. When I even tell my host this, I make the couch when I have them shipped to my house, or it's easier sometimes to ship to my house just because of circumstances. I'll say the couch at my house is for the bride. So anything that goes to the bride, it gets thrown on the couch. And my daughter, she's getting better at writing, she's 7, but she'll write the name of the person on the sack for me, and then I fill the sack. So then we do it that way. So I give them those ideas to help sort it out, because sometimes that's overwhelming for your hostesses. Okay.
Alrighty.
Okay, so talking with them yesterday, and Marna is like, well, how do you get your bridal showers? And I didn't put that in my slides. How did you start? And a couple people were like, well, I do those bridal expos that are really expensive. And yes, I did do those. I did pay the $500, and they're there to get anything free. And so I did change my door price slip a little bit, and have on there, who should I contact for your bridal shower? Because it's not them. They're the bride. They're not throwing their bridal shower. Their aunt or their cousins or their fraternity, or no, not fraternity, but sorority sisters, somebody is throwing that party. So who do I need to contact to get that information and get them excited about that? Because if they're excited about it, you can say, you know, so-and-so was interested in having a bridal shower with Pampered Chef. She put you down as a contact to get a hold of to schedule this. Or I do on Facebook too. In 2014, I knew a lot of people that were getting married. Proposals at Christmas time were hitting my Facebook like no tomorrow. So I set up a deal that I just said, you know, congratulations to everybody that has gotten engaged over the weekend or over Christmas break. I would love to do your bridal shower. If you book a bridal shower with me, or if you refer a bridal shower with me, I will give you $50 credit at that bridal shower. And that's really where it took off. And then most of my bridal showers have booked off of one another and went from there.
That's awesome. Okay, let's give Kayla a big hand.
You said at the table when they walk in, what are they taking from there?
What's on the table is their wish list. The wish list that you print on cardstock.
So you take a
I cut them out. I just cut them out, each individual item. I cut them out.
Thank you.
So they're strips of paper. Yeah, but do not put them in order of amount. OCD people will want to put them into amount order because that's what OCDs do, and I'm one of them. But I found that they would go, I'm spending $20. Where's $20? Oh, I don't even know what that item is, but that's a fantastic item. Where if you don't have them in order, they will actually look and they spend more because, oh, I have that item and I love that item, so I'm getting for that, is what I found.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Where's the money from the envelopes come from?
If people send me money in the mail, they can't make it. At the bottom of the invitation, it says if you can't make it, you want to send a monetary gift. Sometimes they'll send it in a card to the bride and then she'll bring them. Or you have your elderly ladies that don't want to do the whole picking an item at the table. They just want to give them money. And so then I combined all that money into one amount.
Okay, awesome. Let's give Kayla a big hand. Woo!